Yep, we can.
There you are. Welcome to Meatless Monday. I am super excited to be here. I'm going to have to cut out that part where I didn't even realize I was on, where you could see me walking around straightening the desk. How is everyone? I want to welcome you to Meatless Monday and Boomer and Beyond Wellness. Welcome. Thank you. She said she's happy to be able to attend another level. Thank you. I'm looking forward to this. Thank you.
What's up, Boomer and Beyond?
I can't wait to talk to you in, I guess it's going to be less than a little over a week. I'm hearing myself here.
You might have yourself turned up on YouTube or something.
Oh yeah, I think that's what it is. It's coming through my work headset here. Can you guys hear that?
No, we hear you fine though.
Okay, cool. Um, and welcome, really quick before I go into that, I want to welcome my co-host, J&J Video Reacts, Dawn James. Thank you
Hello.
for joining and for putting together the stream and for all the wonderful work you do in those thumbnails. And just a reminder, tomorrow is her show. It's going to be at 8:30 usually, and we
Eight,
discuss
eight, eight,
eight.
eight.
Okay, 8 o'clock now. Got it. And Boomer and Beyond Wellness, who is also Angela.
Angela.
She is Fischetti. I always say it wrong. I'll get it.
Fischetti?
I'm gonna get it before the stream. I just wanted to let everyone know that she will be giving us a lesson on restorative yoga on, let's see, it's on the 25th. So I believe that's a Wednesday or Thursday. I think it's a Thursday. And she's going to show us how to unwind before bed and to keep our bodies in shape. And she always has a ton of helpful,
Looking
knowledgeable
forward to that.
information. I don't think I've ever met anyone that knows more about the body and the way that it's put together and just our entire system and food. And she's so vegan knowledgeable. I was about to say food knowledgeable. So I'm really
She's
excited.
so vegan.
She's so vegan. I love it. And she's been vegan for a very long time. So we're thankful to have that kind of knowledge. I feel like this light is really weird and it's kind of messing with me here. Farah, welcome. Thank you for joining. Thank you for coming over and supporting us.
Welcome, baby.
T, thank you. Dawn's like amazing stock group that she's a
ADT, baby. ADT in the house supporting. Thank you so much, guys.
She also hosts a show called the Aftermarket over there every day at 5 p.m. So
On
as
American Dream Trading.
American Dream Trading. I didn't know if I was allowed to mention it.
Of course.
Okay.
I always mention it on my channel. Look, we even got the logo. American Dream Trade. Wait a minute. Hold on. Let me make sure.
She said, glad to be here. Thank you.
There we go. American Dream Trading, baby. Shout out
Yay.
to everybody in the house.
Thank you. And so I guess the reason we're on here is we just wanted to kind of, I like to keep everyone in the loop with what I'm doing. And most of you know that I did 90 days. I think it was like 86 days maybe of completely raw food. And also, you guys know that I love raw food. Like, I love the way that it makes me feel. I love the healing properties. People are, if you want to like reverse things really quickly, people's skin clears up. There's so many benefits of raw food. And I did this before for 6 months. And the reasons that I had to, like, the reason I stopped the raw food then is the same reason I thank you, Vaughn. She said proud of you. It's kind of like a cleanse that
Later on.
it works really well for me for a while. Like, I feel like at my best. I feel like peak energy. Thank you for joining, Vaughn. And I feel so good when I'm raw. And then what happens over a period of time, and last time it was 6 months, this time it was only 3 months because I was starting at a lower weight. The first time I did it, I was starting at 175 85 pounds, and I was within 6 months I had gotten down to what, like 119, maybe even a little lower.
I think you got as low as 116 at one point.
Yeah, so it's a really great weight loss, plan. And if you're in a situation where you're trying to heal or you're trying to lose weight, it's excellent. And there are people like who do this, and they do it long term, and they're able to sustain their weight. For me, when I get to a point where I feel like it almost switches to where I feel like like not at my best when I lose too much weight. There's a certain weight that I think we're all comfortable with, and I think most of our life as women we're trying to lose weight, At least that's how I was. Most people that I talk to, and there are some people who just have a great metabolism, have always been thin, and that's awesome too. So they might understand what I'm kind of struggling with now that I've gotten to this weight after 6 months. Last time I did it in 2019, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna add some whole cooked food because I feel like I've lost too much weight. I feel like I didn't have the same muscles, or you know what I mean. I felt like, I didn't have any boobs. I don't know. I shouldn't have said that out loud. But it was like, how you start to not
I
feel.
told her she's fine.
I'm like, I did this to feel more comfortable with my body. And now there's a way I found out this time, at least I thought I did. I was like, okay, this time I found out that fruit, if you eat like a lot, an abundance of fruit, it has healthy carbs. And what it will do for you is it'll help you sustain your weight. And I tried, working out. And what I found is after 3 months, I started to have those same issues. So I decided this time I don't want to put myself in a box. There's a lot of boxes like within the vegan world too, where people try to, like, it's about feeling good and it's about being healthy. So my thing is I want to do right by the animals. I want to do right by the environment. I know that I don't need meat. I know that being plant-based prevents and reverses disease and is the healthiest way that we need to eat. It doesn't cause, at least eating the right whole food plant-based foods eats makes you have less risk of heart disease. It actually even has been known to reverse damage to cells, and everything is great about it. So I'm like, I think what I'll do is still keep that high energy vibe and that high vibration I have on raw food, and I'll do that throughout the day. Because one of the things I love about eating fruit throughout the day is that I keep that focus and energy, and I can still keep all the nutrients in the food throughout the day. And then, like, around, I eat fruit all day. And then, like, on my page, if you look, I shared everything I ate yesterday on the Vegan Knowledge group and on here on YouTube yesterday. So I ate like oranges, blueberries, grapes. What else did I have? Geesh, just banana. I mean, I ate fruit throughout the whole day. Strawberries.
You had like oranges, didn't you?
Yeah. And I
those
like
blueberries were so good.
Aren't they good? And then at dinner, then I feel like savory food around like 4 or 5 o'clock sometimes, especially if we have something to do like a stream. So I'll have like a salad, which was like a mini version of my normal big salad that I made for you guys before with all the lettuce, tomato, cucumbers. I did end up incorporating a little bit of the kale in with mostly lettuce, and that's just because I discovered that I had eliminated it, but I actually feel better when I have it. So it's just going off of how I feel, and it takes 5 years to learn where you belong sometimes and what the right balance is for you,
what
so
your combination is.
Yeah, like a lot,
like a combination lock, right?
And then in the evening, that's when I'm having like baked potato, rice, and beans. I'm still having like this big, huge salad before I eat that. And then I'm having a like cooked meal. So really it ends up being 90% raw and 10% cooked food. And Boomer said, Dawn, how are you?
I'm good. How are you? I'm good. I feel really good.
And
How
you
you doing?
feeling a lot better, I know.
Yeah, my knee is like back almost 100%. I was dealing with some cramping there for a few weeks, and it's back to, yeah, pretty much almost completely normal. So, yeah. Other than that, I mean, everything else is great. So, yeah, thanks for asking. How you doing?
So that's what I've been up to, and then I'm gonna let Dawn tell you what her meals are going to be coming up, or if she wants to discuss what she's been having. And
Sure,
then I
sure.
did have some cheat nights. I will be honest with you. I have not been sick in, like, I'm going to say 4.5, almost 5 years now. Not even a cold, flu, sniffle, nothing, right? And this weekend, um, I decided this is what I'm going to add in cooked food. And oddly enough, ironically enough, I wake up Monday after eating beans and rice, and we got plant based burgers. And what else? We had plant based ground meat, didn't we? Like, we had some, oh, tacos I made, like plant based tacos. And then,
Yeah.
thing I know, I wake up Monday and I can't stop sneezing, and all of a sudden I feel like I've got this cold coming on. I had to cancel Meatless Monday, and I'm like, the cooked
She
food
never does that. She's never felt that far under the weather. She took a day off work, everything. You know, when that happens, she's not feeling well. And
I never had a
that's
day off
not
work.
happened in years. Yeah.
So I don't know if it was my body reacting, or maybe I had lost too much weight, and I was right. My immune system was lower than normal. I don't know what happened.
Malnourished.
I got a germ maybe
Malnourished.
from the delivery guy that brought the food. I was having all kinds of things. Could have
I
been
think you were malnourished and your body was in a weakened state and it affected your immune system. But once you started putting some of that comfort food back in and your attitude was, hey, this is fun. Boom. She's a vegan. She was better the next day.
The next day it was gone completely. I was back to, I had put in the take off Tuesday too, because I was thinking I was this sick that I was never going to be able to make it. And I ended up having a really good, peaceful day. Me and the cat kind of hung out. Dawn was working on her trading, and she came over and hung out with me a little bit. We had a really, it was fun because I don't ever take a day off. So it's almost like a blessing. I had a day off where I was feeling normal.
Yeah.
So, yes, Wednesday the 25th. I am so excited for her to join us. Aren't you, Dawn?
Yes, I can't wait. I love her exercise classes because they always teach me something new about my body and teach me to move in ways that I haven't really moved, and keeps me limber.
That chair, what was it? I kept wanting to say workout, but it wasn't necessarily a chair workout. What was it?
It actually was.
It was a workout, right? I felt so good after that. Like,
chair workout for hips.
Right, that's what it was. I kept forgetting about that. And it was so cool. You should check that out on our channel, and make sure you go like her page too. And Vaughn and Farah, I hope you can join. I think you guys will enjoy that, because you guys work really hard over there. I mean, you're on that thing from like morning to night in the chair and everything. You need to unwind. So tell us, Dawn, about your meals and how you've been doing the last couple of weeks. How you feeling?
I mean, I was, on the Impossible Burger kick, which I've successfully managed to tone that down quite a bit. And I think I'm weaning myself off of that now. And I plan on basically doing what you're doing, which is cool because we'll be on the same page. Just having some fruit throughout the day. I'm going to do a little bit of fasting over the course of the next few days. My ideal thing is to intermittent fast for 20 hours and then have a 4-hour eating window. And I just need to decide which feeding window I want to do. If I want to do the 9 to 5, where I'm eating after not eating after 9 p.m. and eating between 5 and 9 the next night, which I don't have to go all the way up till 9 o'clock. I can eat between 5 and 7 and get 22 hours in. That'll be enough for me, because I'm at a weight where it's not going to hurt me to do that much fasting in a day. In fact, to go do an extended fast for about a week is probably a good way to start that off. I love doing those. They beat you up a little bit the first couple days, but after that you're good. But yeah, that's I'm just gonna go ahead and do that, and then eat. My main thing is the watermelon. We get these baby watermelons. I love watermelon. Uh, the blueberries, the strawberries, red grapes. If I had to pick my favorite, I would say it would be red grapes and watermelon.
You've got me liking the red grapes too now. I used
love
to
them.
think I liked green grapes, and now I'm a red grape fan. They're
I did
actually
too.
sweeter. I thought green was sweeter. I don't know why when I was young,
It's
and I was like,
changed. I thought so too. Green used to be my absolute favorite. I would never get red grapes, and I found out red grapes are healthier, and I've started eating them more, and I realized they are a lot more flavorful than the green grapes of late.
Yeah, I think it's like, it's so cool. Like, I think we need to like listen to our body, because like yesterday, and like since I've been doing this for a little while, I don't like get hungry. Like, I don't force myself to eat in the morning. I just have like the moringa green tea. I've been having, and like ginger and lemon tea, and then I just kind of like listen to my body. And some days I don't get hungry until 2. Some days I don't really eat until 4. Some nights I have ate all the way until after this. But like today, for some reason, I don't know if it was the weather or what happened. Like today, it was like 11 o'clock, and I'm like starving. So I'm like,
you're used to getting that stomach going now.
Yeah, I was like, I did wait until about 12 or 12:30 though, because I was busy, and I was like, I like the energy it gives me, like you. When I don't eat, it's like it lets our body restore itself. I think we get really programmed to like have to eat 3 meals.
Yeah.
And like, for some people, maybe because of medication and things, they have to do it. But if you do go plant-based, you might even get off your medication. Just saying, I'm just putting it out. But yeah, I've been really enjoying the whole foods, and I've had, like I said, a couple of cheat nights, and I'm like, oh, I'm being a bad influence. I was like, so good influence on Dawn to get her off her, but I haven't had a Beyond or Impossible Burger. I won't do that. I'm like, no, I'm not getting hooked. I saw what happened to her. I saw that addiction.
I had to have my Impossible Burger.
Yes, and I was talking to someone today, even online. Dawn's never really drank, but I loved my glass of wine, or 2, or sometimes 3, or sometimes 10. No, I'm just playing. I was like, but I haven't drank since February, and I just feel like this year I've really kind of figured out who I am health wise, up into this last part here, where now I realize I love raw, but I don't want to be completely raw all the time. I might do it for days, at a time, but I do like that mix. I feel really like healthy with the potatoes and the whole grain rice and the cabbage and a lot of the vegetables that I had not been eating. And I just keep the vegetables like I did to a minimum. So it's lots of fruit, a little bit of cooked vegetables, rice, beans, potatoes, and you can make a lot of combinations. And it's easy shopping list, because it's cheap. You just get rice, beans, fruit, and vegetables, and you're done. Like, you don't have to do a whole lot of planning, and you can make different things with, like we've talked about lentils, how they can make stuff. What do you think your favorite bean is, Dawn?
Me, Great Northern. I love Great Northern beans.
And we have some. I'm so excited. Oh my! I did miss beans. I will say, bean sprouts just were like they were. But there's a lot of evidence that beans prevent cancer, and
high blood pressure. They're good for the heart.
Yeah, so it's a lot of healthy foods out there. Depending, and I'm going to be doing that beginning vegan course, and I also want to be able to help people to understand that there is a healthy way to eat. You don't have to be completely raw. And in fact, I like it, but I couldn't sustain it. And I'm sure there's a way. There's people who do it. Like I said, they get all their nutrients. And we take supplements too.
Yeah.
Just B12 and D3. I got on this huge natural vibe, and I was like, I don't need that. And I started feeling sluggish, and I'm like, maybe eliminating my D3 for a while because I don't get a lot of sunlight. her
Right.
immune system. I was still stunned. I'm like, how the heck did I get a cold? I've never been sick. Anyway,
I
I guess
know.
that's a good thing one time.
It is, because you're a human being too. So it's going to hit you
Yeah.
every now and then. But the cool thing is your immune system is ironclad. It fought it off and got rid of it inside of a 24-hour period. That to me says that you're good. You're okay. Your immune system's doing what it's supposed to be doing, and in record time. Because had you been eating milk and dairy products and animal products and meat and all that, no doubt you would have been out for the count for a good week, probably, the way that started off. So I'm not surprised that the next day you woke up, it's like, hey, let's go ahead and get back to work. What's happening? You know what I mean? So,
Definitely.
yeah.
Well, thank you. Thank you for being there and bringing me tea and all that good stuff.
That's what I do.
Cooking, cooking my cheat meals. Uh, so let's see. We've got a couple of comments. Let's see here. Boomer and Beyond said, exactly, broaden the perspective as it pertains to you as an individual. Dogma is funded in patriarchy and carnism. Honor thyself. Thank you. That is so true. And
That
Vaughn
is
said,
awesome.
had Burger King last night, guilty. And Boomer said, glad to hear you're feeling better, Dawn. And she's doing great. Vaughn said, I love pasta. I love pasta too. We make good vegan spaghetti though. We have veggie pasta, and
Did
she
they
said,
say feeling better, Dawn?
yes.
Huh? She
I
was the
guess
one that was sick. She was the one that was sick.
maybe she's talking about your knee. That might have been earlier.
Oh, oh, oh. Thank you.
Or
Thank you.
maybe
Thank
she meant to tag. I don't know. Maybe my name is wrong. I don't know because you know how we share the page. Oh no, I got it right.
you. No, I've changed mine.
We
We're good.
we we love you. We're glad you're feeling good too. And
Thank you,
she said,
baby.
I love how forthcoming this group is. It's wonderful to see. Yeah, like I think it's important to be honest too. And I love Dawn's honesty that you give us. Like you come on and you tell us exactly what you're struggling with because everybody struggles,
I'm a
like
straight shooter, sort of. Huh. I'm a shooter. I'm not straight, but
That's
but
good.
yeah, I mean, the truth sets you free. It's like, why lie, I mean,
Mhm.
we all have struggles, and that's actually a lot more realistic if people will relate to that. That's just like, I'm glad you were transparent about, hey, I was under the weather. I know I've been saying for the past umpteen streams that I never get sick, but guess what? Today I'm freaking sick. And
Yeah.
I'm admitting it. And I'm a human being. I'm not a robot. I'm not some kind of vegan machine. I get sick. Haven't gotten sick in 5 years. It was bound to, I mean, that's a hell of a track record.
That might be
So,
that's even better if you say I've only been sick once in 5 years. I mean, not better,
yeah,
but it's still pretty darn good.
hey, that's nothing to sneeze at, and let's not even say you were sick. I mean, honestly, I think it was a sinus infection, Jen. I said that to you before. You didn't have the chest congestion, you didn't have a fever. So it was nasal. It was mostly nasal. So I think you had
Could
a
have
sinus.
been that we've never had a cat in many years in our bed, and Neo sleeps
He's all over our bed
under
all
us.
the time. We haven't had that. That's new. So a whole bunch of things could have contributed to that. But the cool thing is you're better
Oh,
now. So
remember my theory though? I was blaming it on the people at I was out of coffee one day and I ordered a coffee from McDonald's and I could have swore the lady sneezed before she put the lid on my coffee. I'm like, somehow a
you're
germ
so
got in
paranoid. I love it.
here. A little
But
bit.
we
Ever
did. We
since the
heard the neighbor
pandemic, I've become a
sneezing. We were like, did the neighbor sneeze just now? Did
bit
you
of a
hear that?
germaphobe. I just do so
That
much
was
work
me.
to put
He's
healthy
got me.
stuff.
I'm like, Jen, did you hear that they sneezed? That's where you got it from. It's just as bad.
That's hilarious. And we were really saying that. That's the scary part. Because she was like, dude, she was in worse shape than me. Like, what do you mean? You're not sick. Like, every now and then you might wake up and sneeze a couple times, especially if you have pets or a cat hair sometimes and you haven't, like, completely, vacuumed or whatever. And then it's
Right.
like, goes away. And then that day I was like, that's you. And all of a sudden the nose is, I'm like, what is happening here? No, the streak has been lost.
It's
Um,
all good. Time to start a new one.
yeah, I was saying, too. So, like, what are we? What were we talking about? Oh, the beans. That's
Hmm.
right. The Great Northern beans we were gonna have, and then like I think it's really important to share with people. Like I think one of the main questions you get is what do you eat, right? And it's like
Yeah.
there's so many cool combinations. I love mushrooms. Like I never used to like mushrooms unless they were those little skinny thin ones on pizza. You know, you like spaghetti, you can make like when you're eating like this, technically you can have pasta. You know what I mean? Like that's
Yeah.
actually vegan, most pasta anyway, unless you make it yourself and use eggs. You just have to look at the back. They have veggie pasta, which we used to get. We like that. And then I just got this. What is that stuff that
The
it's
dipping sauce,
zucchini
bitching
pasta?
sauce,
Huh? Oh, bitchin'
bitching.
sauce. Yes. Oh my gosh. I wish I had uploaded a picture. I tried this dip that I've been hearing about for a while, and I'm like, am I allowed to cuss? Oh, that's really what it's called though, bitchin' sauce. And they've got apparently a bunch of different flavors. I only tried the original and the chipotle. And it was like the chipotle was good. It was almost like a little too spicy for me, but if you take and mix avocados in with it, that seems to loosen the flavor. Or you could mix it with something else. Or like I was mixing the original and the chipotle together, and then I ran out of the original. I mean, it is like I'm trying to stay like completely off of processed foods for the most part, unless I
And
want
you're doing a good job.
and this is actually not too terrible ingredients for something processed, in my opinion. I don't know if you saw it on the page, Angela, if you think so. It had like nutritional yeast. Obviously, it's not the best thing. It'd be better to make my own dip, but I blew out my food processor. There's a big hole in it.
Mhm.
The blade stuck like while I was making a smoothie last week, and the thing the blade when I tried to take it off or pull it up, and I couldn't get it to turn off, and the blade popped out and like put a hole through it. So now I'm like I'm gonna be getting one this weekend. Oh, the hip mobility in a chair. That's what it was called. See? I'm getting old. I need to keep eating those blueberries so I can remember this stuff. That was really cool. And then, how would you cook your beans? Because the only way I was taught is by putting meat in it for flavor. So, what would you recommend? Oh, okay, that's cool. Like, I mean, like, there's a couple of ways, and I think Boomer and Beyond has an answer because that's really good. Because Dawn, I think, was taught the same way. Like, what did you use to put? Like ham bone or something in it. Um, Boomer said,
Yeah, I was putting I back in the day I would put turkey legs in there because they were like ham, you know what I mean? Smoked. They had to be smoked turkey necks, or not necks, but turkey legs, and that way it would flavor the beans, and then I would break the meat off the bone and then just have it in the beans. But it's so weird how that disgusts me
it's
now.
like an
What's
animal now, right? Or
about
it
that?
seems so normal.
Ew. Oh my
um,
God, I'm like actually freaked out now thinking about doing that.
it
Ugh.
happens after a while. Um, so basically, what you can do a couple different things. Like, I'm going to read her reply too. I was thinking, like, they actually have now, like, plant based products. They've got a lot of different that you can mirror that taste of ham. They also have a lot of different like ways to season things. There's so many really good vegan chefs out there that could really help you with that. And for me, I probably the only way I'd know to do it is get like an imitation meat product, which I don't eat it all the time, but really if you're trying to transition or you're having like a cookout or a party and you need to like transition your family, I think it's really good because people are making these choices that not are the greatest thing, but they're helping save an animal and they have less cholesterol. You know,
Right.
not something just like we don't want to live on the frozen section in our regular houses now. You know what I mean? It's the same when you're vegan. Obviously, like normal, real food is better. You know, like if you're living off frozen pizzas for a week, even if you're a meat, you know, still eating the omnivore
Junk
meat
food
eating
vegan.
diet, you're going to be like, no, we got to get off this, guys. We got to stop going out and ordering out. You know, it's the same thing. She said, Vaughn, there is a Whole Foods plant based chef called Kathy Hester, and she has a lot of simple recipes but incredibly tasty for bean dishes. She too
Mm.
has a YouTube, and I'll link, I'll send to Dawn tomorrow. Tabitha Brown has a really good, I bet she has a good recipe because she makes some, she made seafood, what is that, Alfredo out of mushrooms that tasted legitimately like her husband is not um traditionally plant-based, and he tries the food and tells her like if it's good really in an honest way. So like I believe him because he said some stuff isn't good. So like she made Dawn, you got the tuna, chickpea tuna salad.
From her.
I
Yeah,
got I gotta tell you this. You know how we say when you open the chickpeas, I'm like, it really smells like tuna now. Like if
I
you,
know.
but Neo thought it was his cat food earlier. When I opened the
Yeah.
chickpeas, it was like an organic can of chickpeas. I opened it and he came in there and was like making this weird squeaky noise, jumping up
Mhm.
on my legs, like that's my cat food. No, like that's so cool because I knew chickpeas now taste like tuna. That's really good advice. Thank you. And
Yeah.
we have a group called Veganology that you can join. I always put it in the descriptions of all my videos, and that you can come on there and just ask, "Hey, I need some bean recipes." And like Angela Boomer and Beyond is on there. She's a wealth of knowledge. There's people who've been vegan like her for many, many years, and there's like, and I can always research and get you videos. I post recipes, and like if you want to start, even if you're not ready, like I'm not going to go completely vegan like these wacky girls, just I always say that because I used to think that before I learned about everything, you know, like the animal welfare and things, and I'm
Yeah.
like, now I can't believe that I'm actually vegan, honestly. And it's now like, you know, a passion to me. But at least doing less of eating how you normally do will start to like, you know, even make you feel better if you have somebody in the family who's got high cholesterol. Like, you know, as we get
Yeah.
older, we kind of need to take care of ourselves even more because that's when things start happening. And I think our quality of life can be a lot better if we, you know, it's all a big well-rounded machine though. You got to manage the stress,
Right.
eat, you know, eat right. And I think there's a big misconception about what eating right is. Like some people think low carb is eating right, and truthfully you can have carbs. Like look at how much I said I ate yesterday and I haven't gained
Right.
like 2 pounds probably. Beans have the highest source of fiber, and that's really good for our digestion, right, Angela? And B12 is a must for all food styles. Yeah, like Dawn, you started taking it again. We had cleared out of all our supplements just to kind of like cleanse, and I noticed a huge difference. Like I did not
Me too.
feel.
In my knee. Oh my God. Like literally, I started back taking B12 and a vitamin D3 supplement. And my knee has, I mean, talk about speedy recovery. In a couple of days, it was better than it had been in months.
It's
So
like
I'm
different
like, wow, my
circulation.
body likes B12 and vitamin D. I need to keep that in my daily routine. I need to put it back and reinsert here. You know what I mean? So yeah.
I heard women over 42, not 42, but women over 40 also, they absorb the nutrients less and less. And, you know, as we, even if you're eating meat, it might have B12 because the animal eats the bacteria and has it in it, but you're not getting, I think there was a study done, Mike the Vegan, and he was
Yeah.
talking about this research study where a lot of people that eat meat are very deficient in B12 too. So Boomer was just saying that we need that in all, and I've heard that a lot because it's the people think, oh, vegans are deficient in B12 because we don't eat meat, when in reality everyone I think is. And
Yeah.
you can, if you feel like tingling in your arms and legs or in your extremities, if you feel tired, there's like a bunch of different things. I'll try to send that to you and post it tomorrow. Again, I shared it a while ago that you might be deficient in that. Ham hocks, yeah, that's right. That's
My grandmother used to put that in beans.
and the cat dander can do that, Boomer said.
Yeah,
Okay. She said I
that's
was.
what I said. I thought it was a cat dander.
That's true.
Neo, I
I
hear
hear
you.
somebody, right? Let me see.
No, that was menu.
Oh yeah, is she under the? She might be trying to get in or out. I don't know which one. Um, Boomer said I was a decade raw, but I'm older now, and thus 80/20 is a wonderful percentage for me. 80% raw, 20% cooked. I think it's healthier for women as we near premenopause and postmenopause. Yes, that's
There you
so.
go.
That's
That
Ava
makes sense.
Law just said. Remember, I was talking about her, and then
Yep.
I really follow a misfit vegan who was interviewed, and she's like, I think in her late 20s, maybe, or maybe mid 30s. And it's like your body's totally different then. And I think when I see older people like near my age range or even older, they tend to have that revelation. They feel better with a little more protein and things like that. That could be why you're having issues with sustaining the completely raw, even though you want to and you feel good. Maybe that's a
Yeah.
good combo for you too, because
I think that 80/20. I like that. I like that ratio.
me too. I was saying 90/10, but I think I'm more like Dawn was like, "Are you sure?" I'm like, "Well, maybe last weekend I was like
So I said, you sure you don't
30/30."
want to be 70/30 or 50/50 even?
I just don't think I'd have enough time in the day though, because I like to save my cooked meal for the evening. I don't know that I'd have time to be
I
like
like how I
50/50.
feel when I'm raw.
Me too.
And so it's like I need, but I can't sustain it for more than 2 weeks at a time. I've noticed. So instead of keep switching back and forth, why not do 80/20? You know what I mean? So to your point, I like your idea of if I'm going to eat throughout the day, just graze on some fruit, graze on some blueberries and some grapes and some watermelon, and then eat the salad or like maybe the cooked cabbage like I like to do, and or the beans and rice, you know what I mean, for dinner at night.
Hmm.
And don't eat it really late, let your body get a chance to digest before you go to sleep.
Yeah,
So
and
I like that.
you can make a lot of like I tend to eat kind of boring. Like, I just like sometimes like last night I put rice, cabbage, celery, I had mushrooms
That all sounds really good.
and collard greens and like just cook that, and it was kind of like a rice meal and it was good. I had some chickpeas, but they were like it went in with my cold salad because I kind of like them on top of that. And like,
When she said collard greens, she didn't mean it in the way that traditionally we would have collard greens. She just meant she just threw a couple pieces in with the rest of that stuff and boiled it.
well, I watched the lady making them, likely probably what you're thinking of, and I was like, oh, that's a lot of work.
Because I hear collard greens and I start seeing the image of my grandmother with the ham hock in there and
Yeah,
and letting it simmer for like hours. You know what I mean? But yeah, Jen's like,
so Ferky makes a ham though. We could use that in there.
I wouldn't mind trying that. I wonder if that would flavor it.
Well, we'll get some recipes together and maybe we could do that next, one of these weeks is just do a stream about how to flavor our beans.
Thanksgiving's coming up.
Oh, yeah. I can't wait. We're going to do our vegan Thanksgiving.
Yep, you know it.
It's so good. Like, you don't realize that all the stuff you can make that you traditionally make, you can actually make it vegan, and it tasted good. Like that, I even shocked myself. I was like, this is really good. We made biscuits with like the
That's quick.
almond milk, plant-based milk, and Bisquick, and um, what else did we have? We made stuffing, as you would call it, dressing. We had this really good plant-based turkey that we came up with. There was one that reminded you of kind of the darker chicken, and then the other one like the white meat. Yeah, like, I mean, even like the family kind of tasted it and was like, they were already stuffed by the time we came in with our food, because I don't like to be there when the bird is on the table and all that. But I wanted to stresses me out anymore. Well, I did. We didn't go to Thanksgiving for a couple of years because of the pandemic. Everyone got sick that year before, so we didn't go for like 2 years. So last year was the first time we went, and we took our vegan Thanksgiving dinner with us, and it was like definitely a hot topic. What did we? You made crisp for dessert.
Yeah, I think I made like a cherry crisp. Um, yeah, I think that was it. I mean, like it was either cherry or blueberry. But yeah, I
Hey,
made it.
Linda.
Linda L, what's up, Rebel? I can't stop saying it. Linda, you are a crazy girl. I told Jen what you were doing today.
I love it. I love it, Linda.
I know you are pissed. Oh man, we'll let that go. We'll let that go. Which, yeah, we'll let that go.
Boomer said, think about it this way. It's a sign your body is taking care of itself. Many people often don't know they're not truly well. Their bodies are filled with toxins, and this becomes their norm. Yes, because that's like a detox period you might go through. Like, you might feel not good or bloated at first when you try, because
Yeah,
you're changing your microbiome, I think it's called, and your body's going to reject it at first, like, no, I want this bad food that I've been eating, I want this disease causing food, for lack of a better way of saying it, and it's like when you start to, like, I started to look at my body like it was like, okay, I gotta live in here, like, what
yeah,
the heck am I putting in there, when I first like did this, but it's definitely takes getting used to, but it's like a habit, like we always talk about. Like, you have to make that commitment, find a reason, and then join groups that really can help you and support you,
absolutely.
I'm gonna have that out probably in the next couple of weeks. Like, just I have like it's gonna be like a learning experience type thing, but also like a support group to support you through it. Be there so we can tell you, like, if you're confused about something or you're thinking I have to miss out on something, there's a plant-based recipe for everything, even a whole food plant-based, no salt, no oil. Like, these people amaze me. Um, Nancy is confirmed she's going to come on next week. Nancy owns a vegan restaurant, so I bet she could give us some good recipes. Uh,
Definitely.
she said, "Love greens, Vaughn." Yes, there's liquid smoke to add. Oh, that's right. I forgot about. Remember
Oh,
we made the carrot hot dogs and what's it?
yeah. Did we
Liquid.
ever actually make those? I remember I would when I would grill Beyond Burgers over the summer, and I would pour that in the meat, you
Yeah,
know, quote
that's
unquote,
what it was. I would
and just
make.
kind of repack it with that in there. And oh man, yeah, liquid smoke's good. Wait a minute, who
To
did
make it taste
liquid
like a
smoke?
bacon type flavor. That's it. I mean,
Yeah,
here's a little thing
Tabitha,
for
right?
you. Yeah, and the
She
vegan
did something
the
with
carrot hot
liquid smoke.
dogs tasted like them. I had them. Remember when Brooke was here?
Yep,
I don't think you were eating. You were fasting then.
I was fasting. Did you like it?
I did. I think that I overcooked. I tried to make the thin bacon. Oh, we made vegan French toast over the weekend. That was really good. But I tried to make bacon and I burnt it to a
Love it.
crisp. I'm like, I never liked bacon for that reason anyway.
But
So,
Tofurkey makes a lunch meat that is the ham, and I remember making like a vegan breakfast where Beyond makes like these sausages, the sausage patties. But I'm like, you know what? I got a taste for like something that's along the lines of more of a bacon. So I got the Tofurkey ham, lunch meat ham, and put that in the pan and just kind of flipped it over a few times until it got hard.
reminds
And
me
I
of
don't mean
the
hard.
McMuffin,
Yeah,
you
it's
know,
like
English
Canadian
muffin.
bacon. It's round, so it was perfect. And I'm like, okay, I got my bacon.
That, I mean, you do some wonders with that, with those recipes.
It tastes just like bacon. I'm like, no way.
What
Go
did
to
you make?
Ferky.
What did you make? Like you've made. I'm gonna have to come up with all the recipes like that you've done because you've actually made some really good stuff. Even whole food plant based stuff, like the tacos.
Yeah.
Remember you did like the lentil tacos?
Lentils, that's my number two bean. Great Northern and then lentils. And sometimes they might be interchangeable at one and two, but I love lentils. I diced up some onion, put some taco seasoning in them, and look, I said this in the trading group, and somebody was like, okay, well that's really not a whole lot to brag about because Taco Bell, the quality of Taco Bell. I mean, if you want
Right, that's
authentic
true.
Taco Bell,
Yeah,
it's like
look
the
what we're really
McDonald's of
eating.
Mexican restaurants. So I'm like, but to me, that's huge because I loved their little beef soft tacos, and I
Hmm.
can't have them now. But I can have the street wraps, and I can have the lentils, which with some onion and some taco seasoning literally mimics that soft taco that I had at Taco Bell. So,
A lot of people make like all kinds of ways. They have there's a guy, I'll have to share him too. He makes all kinds like his own ground like imitation with literally all like plant food. Like it's not.
that's the level I'm trying to be at. Like literally, like soaking some walnuts and making some walnut ground beef or
We'll
nut
get
beef.
there.
You know what I mean? I want to do that. Nut milk,
Hmm.
making our own, growing things. Yeah, that's the next level.
You know what I was thinking too? This lady on the beginner vegan page that I'm on, or vegan recipe page or something, she's like, lentils are so boring. They barely have a taste. What can I do with them? And I was like, that's the good thing about lentils.
Wow.
Think about ground meat, honestly. Like, since a lot of us, here used to eat meat and they likely still may be, like, what would you think if you got meat that had not been you don't if you don't season it, it smells weird and it doesn't have any taste. So it's like a lentil is a good bean to make into anything you want because like technically you're seasoning the animal proteins just like you need to. And this one you can be really creative with, but it's the same thing. It's really the seasonings I feel like that I learned that I missed or that I wanted, not really the actual meat, because you can buy stuff and make stuff that has that same texture. So
Right.
that's the cool thing. Like you feel like you're going to miss out on a bunch of stuff, and then you end up really liking what you're eating. And if you start putting like, you'll actually start liking the taste of food more too. Like I notice I like the taste of tomatoes when I used to have to
Yeah.
pound them in something because you're all that salt like clears out so you crave it less, right? I'm really proud
Yeah.
of you with the salt.
Yeah. I stopped eating regular iodized salt years ago, and I only eat sea salt. But still, like the Himalayan. But still, I still would be putting way too much of it on food. And lately, I'm like, you know what, I'm not doing that. My blood pressure, I don't want it to be all through the roof because I don't suffer with high blood pressure, so I don't want to start. And as you get older, your body changes, and it's like, hey, that's not cool. I'm not going to react the way I used to. I'm older now, so let's give you some shit for that.
You
So
know, I think that's the cool thing too. Is I remember the other evening you were like, I put the normal amount of salt, and this is way too salty. Like You were
Yeah.
like, I don't want that much salt. Like it almost tasted, it almost feels like it dehydrates your mouth when you stop eating a lot of salt.
Mm.
That's how it is for me. Like it feels like you're, I don't know, like it just feels like it's like an onion to me, which I know you like them, but even the onions seem like they've been overpowering you. Like you've used a little bit less onions, haven't you?
Yeah.
The
Yeah, I
red
would say I
onion.
have.
That's what it
Yeah, I
was.
would say I have because I'm an onion fanatic.
You
But
could take a bite out of an onion.
yeah, it can give you heartburn if you eat too many of them. But when you're eating, I notice when I'm eating the right things and drinking plenty of water, I don't get that. So I can nip that in the bud. You know what I mean? And I haven't had any today, so
And
hmm.
Rumor said, "Oh yes, fiber is now also considered a nutrient." Danny, thank you for joining. He said, "I visited you 2 weeks ago and tried to go meatless. I did good for 1 week." Well, that's great. Okay, maybe you
Is that
just need
Danny
some
Hobbs?
more ideas and things like that, so we can help you. That's good. I'm sure like it was difficult if that's the first time. Danny Hobbs. Yep. Is that from
All
80?
right, Danny. Yes,
Thank you.
welcome.
I missed you guys last week. You went through our whole live stream. I'm like, where's all the ADT people? The ADT people that listen to us ramble about food.
We're bots. We're not real. I'm a
I
figment of your
am
imagination.
not really real. I am robot vegan. Maybe that'll change the name to the page. Robot
Hmm.
vegans. I
Coach,
find liquid
check
smoke.
is in the mail. Huh?
Oh, Linda said, I find liquid smoke strong. Am I using too much of it? Yeah, because I don't think you have to
You,
use a lot.
you
Very
don't need
little. We
that
use
much
too
at
much
all.
too.
It's very overpowering. You're absolutely correct. So just use a few drops of it.
Danny, good job. He said he still hasn't been to McDonald's. That is excellent. And Boomer said, Linda, maybe I can't have it only because it's too strong for me, but Kathy Hester does mention it to only use it sparingly. Okay, cool. I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna get her recipes and share them on the vegan knowledge group because it sounds like she knows what she's doing. And like, I'll share my little recipes when I have them, but I haven't gotten really creative. I made mushrooms that tasted like seafood though. I did do that, and
Yeah, I
we
remember that.
mushroom cheesesteak. Remember I did that, like made of, and I put in the food processor and got them ground, and then we put like well, I think you put,
Reminds you of shrimp,
onions in yours and made them just like you would cook up meat
like a shrimp scampi.
if you cut them down. Yeah. Here's my issue with 100% raw movement, Boomer said. It is spearheaded by older men who have been espousing the same dogma. Women and men's bodies are different because of extremes of the hormones. That is really true. And we have to do what's right for us. And I think, for a while it sustained me, and then I felt like you said, my body needed those B vitamins and things. And
Yeah.
I know you've been up since like truly like early, like before sunrise. We're gonna end it pretty soon here.
I'm
Linda,
sorry if I'm drifting, dude. I caught myself just now. Like, I've been up actually since 4.
oh my goodness. I woke
So
up
yeah,
and got up and then I returned to sleep eventually. Taco Bell
yeah,
is the type of meat they use. Do you know, Dawn? I don't know what it is. It seems mushy.
yeah. It seems like a really fine ground beef. You know what
Probably
I
really
mean?
scary and
Like
cheap.
chopped, and then chop some more. You know what I mean? But it's weird because the lentils, even though they aren't that exact same texture, they kind of mimic that. And then to put them in the little shell, the little soft shell, the wrap.
Oh
Yeah,
my goodness. Check this out, Dawn. I didn't even know this. It's more than like Boomer and Beyond Wellness said it's more than likely not real meat. It's typically formulated in a petri dish. For instance, KFC hasn't served real chicken meat in over a decade, all chemically processed. Wow. So it really
Wow.
thing for them to go for the plant-based chicken. They were probably already just
You
went through
know,
the same little petri dish.
and didn't they say that back in the day that McDonald's burgers were like soy meat or something like that? It's like, okay,
Of
guess
course, I
what?
mean,
We've
someone
been
told me. I
we've
just
been eating Beyond, or we've been eating Impossible burgers for years.
right didn't know it,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, it's like I don't. It's like weird because every now and then I don't mind like having that stuff when you want comfort food, and then some part of me feels really weird about it because it's like chemicals. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Even though it'll say on the package like no cholesterol and it has, some variation of nutrients in it, it does still not feel like a real food. Because if you think about it, if we rid ourselves of the programming that we've had for our life and we really think about what we as a species would be inclined to eat, it would be like fruit and vegetables and things that are in its whole form. You know what I mean? Like we got so
Absolutely.
to the industrial revolution or whatever it was, got into putting this and a lot of stuff like doesn't isn't even necessary that they put in. Like I can't find a plant milk that doesn't have the gellan gum and a lot of this stuff you'll see it says it's generally safe. Like generally. I'm like, I don't know that I want
Mm.
something generally safe in humans anymore. At least
Right.
it's like I'm not saying I'll never eat. We found these open nature chicken patties. I shared them on the group. $2.15 for plant based chicken patties, and I'm like, we gotta put them in the freezer. I can't help myself. It's like when I see a deal like that, like who knows? Somebody might come and want a chicken patty, and I can give them a plant based patty. Like here you go.
Wow.
Oh, but yeah, it's really cool. I'm really thankful that everybody came. Um,
Well, it was a pleasure to come over here and be here. It's so cool every time. I have so much fun.
I got an idea for our next stream or next week. I think we have a guest, but maybe we can do it on a different night or even one of the Meatless Mondays. Let's do this. Maybe next week. I think she needs to do an early stream. Maybe we could still do it. How about we do our top 5 or 6 or whatever we think we can cover plant-based recipes that we've literally done. Like maybe you could share the tuna salad and the
Yeah.
a couple of the ones you've done and the vegan taco, just share how you make it. Like, not like literally we're going to make all those in the kitchen. We'll have too much food for two of us, but I'll put together the recipe and then I can link it or even email it to people for these things. And maybe we can find a couple to share, like quick ones that we didn't do.
Yeah, I think that would be a good idea.
So Farah said, thank you both. Thank you
You're
for
welcome.
joining Boomer and Beyond Wellness. We'll see you on the 25th. I'm really excited. Thank you guys for listening to my journey and what I eat and how I really truly believe that eating plant-based can prevent and reverse disease. And it really truly is the best thing to prevent animal suffering and for the environment. And I know it's hard. If you can bring your mind around it to start to look into it, it really surprised us. And I know it can surprise you too, how good you'll feel and how much you'll feel spiritually even better too. And obviously I'm happy with where, like, Danny, that's great that you did a week of no meat. Like that's crazy.
That's
Really happy
awesome.
for you. I'm proud of you for doing that. That's a
Gotta
big
give you the
step.
props, Danny.
Not the normal people will just
There
make
you
a
go.
come over and do that. So keep us posted on your journey and we'll try to get some ways that we can make it easier for you. And
Yeah.
Linda, thank you for always being here. And Farah, Vaughn, I am so happy.
Farrah Vaughn. Farrah Vaughn. Farrah Vaughn. So
I'm
it's just
really.
that Farrah Vaughn. I'm like, wait a minute, huh?
What is that?
I heard Sarah Vaughan, jazz singer.
Oh, okay. I was like, I don't even know. Is that somebody from the stock group? I'm so out of the loop.
You're
Oh my gosh. Thank you, Dawn, for being here. I think this was
welcome.
really informative. I really enjoyed myself and had fun.
I did too. It's always amazing whenever you come on here and give us, a piece of your journey. So thank you for being born as well,
Thank
soulmate.
you. I'm
Yeah.
excited. I can't wait to be on your show tomorrow at 8, and we will be here. Oh, Wednesday, really quick too. Go tonight, actually, not Wednesday. I wanted to say something real quick about Wednesday, but go over to J&J Video Reacts and subscribe. She is rolling up there. And then if you guys ever have a business or a page you want me to promote, let me know. But I know we can go like Boomer and Beyond Wellness, please. She's trying to get her subscribers up. She has such good information. She should be at 1 million right now. So definitely go over there and like her page. She does workouts for people who are boomers and beyond, and has a lot of helpful information if you're looking to get a little more strength training, if you're looking to keep your body mobile. She has the chair, hip mobility in a chair. She's got the restorative yoga, which I can't wait to show you guys on the 25th. Definitely check that out. J&J Video Reacts is going to do her reality talk. And I can't wait for you guys to get over there. Which you guys are here, you all know that page. I see you guys over on her channel. And then Wednesday, I've got Alan. I can't pronounce his last name. Lost 160 pounds.
Wow.
Wednesday at 7:30. I know you guys might still be on your thing, but if you can pop over, I'm sure we'll be on. He's actually in Japan right now. What are we sharing?
Wow.
John?
Huh?
Oh, I did have some chips this week. Are you telling on me? I had saltless chips. I did like saltless though, because I've gotten out of salt. Update: we're at 202 subscribers. If you guys can click and subscribe to this page, that would be excellent. And thank you guys so much for joining. Go like ADT too, American Dream Trading. They are such an excellent group of people. They're really supportive and kind to each other, and I really am thankful that we've met them. I've met them through Dawn, and they, come over here and they probably have maybe even never thought about being vegan, but come over here just to support us, and maybe in the process and them trying to,
amazing
out
people.
with us, they might end up making some dietary changes that like we did. Who knows? But I'll never tell you how to eat. I'll only tell you how I eat and how good I feel. Thank you, Dawn. Thank you, everyone.
You're welcome, baby.
Okay, I will see you guys. Should I do the
Want to do the puzzle? You know where it is? You want me to do it?
Yes, if you know where it is. And thank you for coming, even though I know it's been a really long one for you.
It's all good, baby. It is all good. Let's see.
Thank you for coming.
Okay, I found it.
Oh, did you? Okay, I was gonna say we can do it another evening.
Good night, everybody. Good night, Angela. Good night, Farah, Vaughn, Danny. Thank you guys for coming over so much. Who else? Did I miss anybody, Jen?
Danny, Angela, Vaughn, Farah, Linda. Did you say Linda?
Linda.
Thank you, Linda. I love Linda. I love all your friends over there.
They're amazing. Good night, everybody.
Thank you.
If we can become a plant-based nation, we could get off all our medication. We want to keep doing things like we were, donating to organizations claiming to fight for a cure. But the cure is already in front of our eyes, and it's time for us to wake up and realize. We may not want to believe we have control. It's easier for most of us to metaphorically live in a hole. So many stories of how being plant-based has reversed disease. It's funny that we can't stop eating meat with ease. We want to continue to look for the answer, yet people have reversed even cancer. I think finally as a nation, it's time to give people the truthful information. Your hard-earned money is what you pay to take your medicine day after day. Sadly, there's a lot of money being made in people staying sick. This has to finally make something click. We have to have this revelation that a cure means not selling medication. There's so many myths and misconceptions, but it's eye-opening once you make the connections. that meat and dairy are causing insulin resistance. It's not sugar and carbs causing diabetes, for instance. Scientifically, our bodies are not set up like carnivores. We model those who eat plants. If you can heal, why not give it a chance? You follow your car's owner's manual for what gas it takes, yet for our bodies without care, we feed it steaks. That's like giving an unleaded car diesel to drink. Our bodies will reject it, don't you think? I'm not here to tell you what to do, but to be a voice, that when it comes to your health, you have the choice. With just a few adjustments to your diet, I can help if you just want to try it. I've found testimonials that people have reversed every ailment and disease by simply eliminating meat, eggs, milk, and cheese. There's a tasty substitute for all the things you already eat. You can get all your nutrients without eating meat. Save the animals, the environment, and yourself just by making a few different selections off the grocery store shelf. It's never too late. I've seen it work at all age ranges. It's my passion, and I can't wait to hear about your positive health changes. It's time for the world to wake up and heal, and you can start with your very next meal.